Navigating Special Education, Module 6, Student Participation in IEP Meetings. Welcome to Navigating Special Education. We will cover student participation in individualized education program meetings in this module. I'm Martha Frank, a family support consultant at Vermont Family Network. We are the federally designated Parent Training and Information Center in Vermont. Our mission is to empower and support all Vermont families of children with special needs. Our family support staff can explain the special education process, help families prepare for school meetings, participate in school meetings with families on a limited basis, and help families navigate different systems. The information in today's module is from the I'm Determined project, which is funded by the Virginia Department of Education. Please visit their website at www.imdetermined.org for templates, videos, and resources. Keeping the I in IEP. Your child should be at the center of their individualized education program. The IEP is a legal document developed by the student, teachers, administrators, parents, and other team members. The IEP helps students with disabilities reach their goals. According to the Individuals with Disability Education Act of 2004, the IEP must focus on the student's preferences, interests, needs, and strengths. All students, regardless of age or disability, can be involved in the development of their own IEP. Why is it important? Student participation in the IEP process is not a one-size-fits-all. It can look different for different students depending on their age, disability, and many other factors. All students need to be part of the IEP process, including meetings, as much as possible. Students who participate in their own IEP often know more about their disability, rights, goals, and accommodations. Through this participation, they have the opportunity to practice many skills that will help facilitate their independence, their ability to overcome obstacles, and their ability to lead more self-determined lives. What do students need to be successful? Before students can participate in their IEP meetings, they will need direct instruction from educators and support and help from their families. Students and their families need to understand why a student's participation is so important, and their concerns need to be addressed. A student's participation should be voluntary and never forced. The accommodations that the student will need before they can participate need to be discussed and put in place. It's not unusual for students and parents to be reluctant about this idea at first. Providing ample opportunities to practice or role-play participation, providing the necessary accommodations and support during the meeting, and giving the student feedback after the meeting helps to build confidence and leads to further success. Let's take a look at the student rubric for IEP participation, which covers the sections you see on the slide. And let's walk through the first two sections. So the first two sections are IEP awareness and IEP participation. And as you can see, there are different levels on each one of these. The IEP awareness goes from I don't know what the IEP stands for. Level 2, I know what the IEP stands for. Level 3, I know what the IEP stands for and the purpose for the meeting. Similarly, when we look below, looking at IEP participation, the levels also explain, and it helps to figure out where that student is on their IEP participation. Parents can complete this rubric with their child and school team to get a good starting point and to identify the areas that your child, you, and the team want to work on. When students participate in their IEP meetings, they typically have prepared hard copy handouts or a PowerPoint presentation. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. There are templates on the I'm Determined website. There are 3 different PowerPoint presentation templates, which are based on a student's grade. There's one for preschool students. Yes, even the youngest students can participate in their IEP meetings. One for elementary age students, another one for students in middle and high school. Some students and their families have even made short videos for use in IEP meetings. Let's take a look at the template for high school students, and we'll walk it through. So what we're showing you now is the self-determined I'm determined, the student involvement in the IEP secondary template. This one says, welcome to my IEP meeting. And again, these templates are really great for students who are trying to develop their own advocacy. It's helpful to complete a one-pager shown here as a way to gather information. Here's a page where we can look at the invited guests and why a student would be here. We've got I'm here because, and the student would fill this out. My disability is called, and this is really important because oftentimes students don't always know what their disability is, and it's an important piece of their being able to advocate for themselves. These are my strengths, and this is a great opportunity for someone to really think about, what am I good at? What are my strengths? These are my limitations. These might be the things that a student identifies to help drive different kinds of accommodations. And my plans for the future. This is where the student and the family may want to put information in about what their hopes and dreams are, and what my education goals are. How would I attain those? Do I want to go on to a post-secondary opportunity afterwards? Am I seeking employment? It's important that this is person-centered and it's something that the student is really driving. And this is how you can help me. This is a great place for a student to be able to write down what they want from others to help them achieve those goals. My learning preferences. This is important. This is where a student would be able to say, I learn best by seeing. I learn best by hearing. I may need assistive technology to help me. So this is a good place to really spend some time on what works best for the student. And I'm glad you came. So here we have a one-pager, and again, this comes from the I'm Determined website. It's helpful to complete a one-pager shown here as a way to gather information that can be used in a student's PowerPoint presentation. A one-pager can also be used for other purposes, like sharing with healthcare providers or when hiring a support person. And here we go. We're going to look at, what are my strengths? What do I do well in school? What do I do well at home and in my community? And what do other people say are my strengths? And sometimes it's best to be asking other people. Sometimes students struggle with this. My interests. What do I like to do when I'm not in school? What activities or organizations do I enjoy participating in? And what are my hobbies? Preferences. What works for me? What helps me be successful? And where do I see myself in the future, living, working, or doing for fun? These things also are important in students' transition plans down the road. What are the accommodations that help me? How can others help me? And what are some things that are difficult for me? All of these areas are also a great place for parents and family members to give their input to help develop a really rich plan. Another tool you can use for the same purpose is called a good day plan. And we have that up on our screen right now. What happens in a good day? What do I need? What do I need to do to have a good day? And what are my strengths? What makes me happy? What things are always present on good days? Now, what does it happen now? Am I getting what I need during the day? If yes, great, keep it up. If not, move on to the next column. Action. What needs to happen to make a good day? What do I need to make this happen? What are the strategies? What are the goals I should set? And support. Who can help me? And again, this is where the team is really important to help fill these out to get a really comprehensive plan. Both the one-pager and this Good Day Plan are available on the I'm Determined website, along with many other tools, resources, and videos. If you have any questions about student participation in the IEP process or any other questions about special education, please call the Vermont Family Network at 1-800-800-4005 or 802-876-5315 and ask to speak to Family Support.